What's up YouTube? I'm Kevin, and in this video we're going to be looking at the Civic Travel Bag 26 liter Griffin Edition from EVERGOODS. The CTB26 is one of my favorite travel bags, and when I saw EVERGOODS was doing a dark tan wax canvas version in their Griffin 2 release, I felt compelled to jump on it. So today I'm going to walk you through the Griffin version of the CTB26. I'll show you the differences between that and the original. Okay, starting with the outside, we've got the main feature of this bag, which is the wax canvas material. And I do have to say, this material is amazing. It does not disappoint. I love the look of it. I like the way it feels. It's a very stiff wax canvas, so it feels very heavy duty. It's got a super cool premium feel to it, especially when you combine the leather zipper pulls in it. It's just got that really great accent look to it and offsets that dark tan canvas material color. It's just got an amazing look to it. Love the look of this bag. The feel is also, as I mentioned, fantastic. It's a little bit more rigid than the standard material for the CTB26, not as floppy. This feels like it's going to take quite a while to break in, and I think it's going to develop a fantastic patina in that process. You can see it's already got some little bit of battle scars on it from travel last week. Not too bad, but I'm putting it on the plane. It's on the floor under the seat. It's on the floor in the plant when I'm visiting the plant. So it gets kicked around a little bit, and I'm definitely not babying this bag. I want to see how it can handle the abuse and how it stands up to actual use. So pretty excited to watch that process and see how this bag holds up. Aside from the material, the rest of the exterior features are mainly the same with a few key differences. So the grab handle on this is a little different. This feels like a seatbelt material that's nicely padded, a little bit more, it has a little bit more give to it, it feels like. It's not quite as tight as the original. It's got a little bit of looseness to it, but man, that's got such a great feel to it. I really like the material choice on there. It feels great in your hand. As always, I love the handle setup on the CTB26 bags. On the side, instead of the stretch woven water bottle pockets, which I do love about the original, this has a magnetically closed wax canvas version, right? So you can open this up, put a water bottle in there, and then you've got these two tiny magnets in the back flap that snap it shut and hold it flat. You see that on both sides. I really like how they solved that issue on this pack with this material, because one of my favorite features of the CTB26 is how those stretch woven pockets basically minimize themselves, and you don't even know they're there if you're not using them. And it's the same with this. I don't always use the water bottle pockets, and if I don't use them, I don't necessarily want them sticking out and adding extra bulk to my pack. So another key difference on this is the back panel and the back strap material is all that same wax canvas, which I think is really cool. I really like that about it. So now one of my concerns is breathability, airflow, and then it does add, a little bit extra weight. You're adding that thicker material to this. Overall, with this thicker material, this bag is a little heavier. It feels a little heavier. It's very stiff, and I don't know. I think it's a trade-off. So I haven't had an issue. I didn't find myself in a situation where I missed that mesh with my back sweating when I was walking through terminals or anything. However, I could see also potentially avoiding this bag in hot weather for hot weather carry. So far it hasn't been an issue. It is a little bit more difficult to get in and out of this harness. I think that's really a function of two different things. One is just how stiff the material is when it's brand new. And then second, you've got much more friction with this wax canvas as opposed to the lighter material that the other version uses. So you can feel a difference when you're putting it on. The straps, especially this material, is already starting to feel like it's broken in a little bit. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, but you may be able to see on the straps how it's kind of already turning like a lighter tan, because that's, a hinge point. There gets a lot of motion. It's starting to break up that wax a little bit, and it's getting a little bit softer. And overall, it's starting to feel a little bit less stiff on the shoulder strap area. The rest of the bag, however, we're not seeing that breaking yet. But again, I've only used it for a week. So I think that's about it for the exterior differences, and then obviously the material of the zipper pulls. We've got this great brown leather, which just adds an amazing highlight in it. I mean, aesthetically, this is such a gorgeous bag to me. I love the way it looks. And then, you know, we've got the Dan Matsuda leather patch on the bottom. Really cool look to it. Same with that, you know, brownish colored leather that just mixes with this dark tan exterior extremely well. So let's do a quick test fit. You know, it's, I mean, the same size as the regular Civic travel bag, but I will throw it on just to show you what it looks like on my 5'11", 225-ish pound frame. I did get a tip from a viewer that asked me to start mentioning my torso length. So my torso length is 19 inches. I have fitted for backpacking packs, and that's what I use for backpacking packs. So for anyone that knows their torso size, you may find that helpful. But this is what it looks like on me. I've got this pretty well stuffed out, so there's quite a bit in there, and it's got a little bit of weight to it. But overall, great look, great feel. Let's get into the interior of this bag. Looking at this interior, you can see it is a very bright orange, and I love the color of the interior. It's very high vis, almost impossible to lose something in there because you've got that bright orange interior. So moving on to the front pocket, that's where I've been storing the Cap 1 from the Griffin collection as well. And this is a pretty cool pouch. I do need to find a new patch for that, something that fits a little bit better, but very cool design. Same sturdy, durable wax canvas material to it, which is very stiff and very new. And then it's kind of got that old school closure method, which is just like those yellow envelopes from school when you were a kid. Let's talk what I like and what I don't like. Number one, I love the wax canvas. The wax canvas just exceeded expectation. It is a custom developed wax canvas. I'm not going to go into all the details of it. You can look at it on EVERGOOD's website, but suffice it to say, this wax canvas just exceeds expectations, and it's just so much nicer than I even expected it to be. It's very stiff, very durable. You can see the bag stands up on its own. It's empty. There's nothing in it, right? Nothing. So it does add a little bit of extra weight, 67.5 ounces for the Griffin empty. Let's compare that to this 54 ounces. 67.5 ounces versus 54 ounces in the original edition. So that's 13.5 ounces difference between the two bags. We're approaching a pound difference, right? So this bag is heavier. It feels heavier. It feels more heavy duty, but I'm willing to do the trade-off because I do think this bag just looks fantastic. And overall, it feels bulletproof, and I think this material is going to last a very long time. Number two is the zipper pulls. I think that was a phenomenal choice for this bag with the leather zipper pulls. Just adds such a great look with that wax canvas. And then, of course, the leather patch as well. Number three, one of my favorite things about EVERGOOD's bags is their grab handles, and these grab handles are even better than the original. I mean, so the material on these, like I said, is like a seatbelt-like material. Just fantastic feel to them. Look good. They fit with the look of the bag really nicely. So overall, even better grab handles than the original version. Number four, I am glad that they did the same material throughout. I'm not going to lie to you. I was kind of worried that they were going to do the mesh breathable stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I love that material for the original version, and I like the breathability that goes along with it. But if I'm buying a wax canvas bag, I want the entire bag to be wax canvas. I want that durability across the whole bag. And I'm not saying that those mesh panels are necessarily less durable, but I think it just completes the look. And I don't think it would have looked right with the mesh-backed straps or the mesh-back panel. So, I applaud that decision. I'm very glad and very happy they went that way. Let's move on to dislikes for a minute. And there's a few dislikes or nitpicky gripes, you could say, or maybe even wish list items, right? So number one on the dislike list for me is these zipper pulls are stiff. And it's not really necessarily a dislike, more of a gripe. So they've got these number 10 YKK RCT zipper pulls on there that have, they almost look like bronze. They have a vintage look to them. They're on the stiff side. So what I can say is I did add some Gear Aid zipper lube and cleaner, and this did help substantially. But last week I was getting extremely frustrated because these zippers, they just did not want to go around the corners new. Now you can see, no problem. Not quite as smooth as the original. I think it's a combination of that slide, but also how stiff the wax canvas is. So I suspect those will get better with time. And then again, the Gear Aid zipper lube was very helpful too. So did put a little bit of that on there. So again, not necessarily a dislike, just, you know, a minor gripe, I would say. All right, number 2 is I'm a little bit jealous of the Civic book bag. And I thought about ordering it, but I'll be honest with you, I don't necessarily have a use case for it right now. I'm not sure where that fits in my carry. I may regret not ordering it. I don't know. I think it's still available, and maybe I will order it. But I love the leather bottom of that bag, and my gosh, would it be cool if this had a matching leather bottom. So I understand that probably would have jacked up the price quite a bit, and maybe there's some construction considerations for that, but this bag would look amazing with the leather bottom. So definitely not a dislike, not even really a gripe, just it would have been pretty cool and nice to have a leather bottom on this. So feeling a little bit left out and jealous. And that's it. There's no other gripes, nothing that really comes to mind at this particular time. Again, I've only used it for a week, so you know, maybe something else will pop up over time, but I really highly doubt it because as a platform, the CTB26 is just an absolutely fantastic bag, and I think it's made even better with the wax canvas material and the leather zipper pulls that are very aesthetically pleasing. So just overall, very cool design, awesome bag. Really enjoying the Griffin edition of the CTB26. So what do you think of the CTB26 Griffin edition? Do you have one? Do you want one? I'd love to hear your comments, whatever you got. Thoughts, questions, drop me a line below. As always, if you found this video useful, please hit that like button for me and definitely consider subscribing to my channel for more reviews. Got a lot of great review content coming up, and thanks for joining me today.